Welcome back, everybody. I am the Crazy Short Hairy Dude, and we are continuing with our reading of Bram Stoker's Dracula. So, it's been a little while since we've been in this, so just as kind of a brief recap, Jonathan Harker is in the castle with Count Dracula. At this point, he's he, Harker knows that his days are numbered. That Dracula is scheming and up to something nefarious. He's not sure what, but he knows that it can't be anything good. Um, and that most likely the Count is going to either kill him or leave him in the hands of his brides, which I don't know which one would be worse. So, the last entry was on 31st of May, and now we get into um, the next one, which was today, June 17th. So, let's get in. This morning, as I was sitting on the edge of my bed, cudgeling my brains, I heard without a cracking of whips, and pounding and scraping of horses' feet up the rocky path beyond the courtyard. With joy, I hurried to the window and saw um, drive into the yard two great lighter wagons, each drawn by 8 sturdy horses, and at the head of each pair a Slovak, with his wide hat, great nail-studded belt, dirty sheepskin, and high boots. They had also their long staves in hand. I ran to the door, intending to descend, and try to join them through the main hall, as I thought that way might be open for them. Again a shock. My door was fastened on the outside. Then I ran to the window and cried to them. They looked up at me, stupidly, and pointed. But just then the hetman of the Tsigani came out, and seeing them pointing to my window, said something at which they laughed. Henceforth, no effort of mine, no piteous cry or agonized entreaty, would make them even look at me. They resolutely turned away. The lighter wagons contained great square boxes with handles of thick rope. These were evidently empty by the ease with which the Slovaks handled them, and by their resonance, as they were roughly moved. When they were all unloaded and packed into a great heap in the corner of the yard, the Slovaks were given some money by the Tsigani, and spitting on it for luck, lazily went each to his horse's head. Shortly afterwards, I heard the cracking of their whips die away in the distance. Alright, so things are looking bleaker for Jonathan here, and that's it for June 17th. Um, he's trying to get somebody on the outside to help him out and take pity on him, but one group is working directly with Count Dracula, and the other one, the Slovaks, they're just kind of hired hands. And so now the Slovaks just think Harker is some crazy lunatic who is shouting nonsense. So no help's going to come from them. And now we see another little mystery pop up: the square boxes, the large square boxes with rope handles. So what's Dracula going to use it for? Don't know just yet. Um, and if you've read the book or seen any of the films, don't spoil it. Please don't spoil it for anybody in the comments or on Facebook. Want to share this on Facebook or whatever. Um, yeah, no spoilers, please. All right. Our next entry is not until actually next week, June 24th. So it takes about a week there, and yeah, it gets pretty dark in the next one. Um, but we have some more coming up, like consistently on the 24th, the 25th, the 29th, and the 30th. So things are starting to get to happen more and more, and then we'll get into we'll kind of take a break from Jonathan Harker's story and go to England and see what's going on there with some of the other characters. Like we'll meet Mina Murray, who I won't spoil it. Then Lucy, her friend. Uh, we'll meet Dr. Seward and Arthur Holmwood, Quincy P. Morris, who is the only non-European in the story, and he's one of my favorites. He's probably my favorite character besides Van Helsing in the story, and you'll see why when we get to it. Um, yeah, Quincy's pretty awesome. Although, unfortunately, he doesn't show up in the films so much. Um, he was in Francis Ford Coppola's um, film Bram Stoker's Dracula, um, but his part was fairly small. He didn't really say much. Didn't really get to see him all that often. Um, but yeah, Quincy's awesome. He doesn't. He's not one of the main storytellers in this book, but he plays a huge role, a very important role in this story. So yeah, it's awesome. We'll get more into that later. Some other things coming up. I recently ran a little Facebook competition. Um, those of you who don't know, um, yeah. So I have been told over the years that I look like a lot of different celebrities, mostly um, famous people or characters who are stocky and have dark hair and beards. So I've gotten quite a few of those over the years. One in particular, and yeah, Al Borland from the show Home Improvement. Great show, great character, um, and yeah, I take it as a compliment. Al was Al was cool. So yeah, I'll be talking a little bit more about that, doing a little video on that, and then we'll be talking about well, we got 4th of July coming up, so we're going to be talking about that. And we got the World Cup going on, which is awesome here in the States. And from what I've seen, my two favorite fan bases so far, besides Americans, um, the Japanese and the Scottish. And the Japanese have been awesome. They clean. They're very respectful, and they come to the stadium. They cheer for their team, and then they clean up. They clean up the stadium after the game. They take their trash and throw it away. That's awesome. I love that. Wish more fans did that. That was cool. So to Japanese fans out there, y'all are awesome. And then the Scottish, they've just taken over Boston, but in a really fun way. They're just having so much fun, and it's awesome. They're doing parades with bagpipes, and they call themselves the Tartan Army, which is fantastic. I have a lot of Scottish ancestors myself, so I'm all for that. And they're singing and enjoying. They're just enjoying being in America and just having fun, and they're not causing chaos or trouble or anything like that. They're just having fun and being awesome and being Scotsmen. And I love that. So keep on, keep on going, Scotland. Uh, yeah. So so that's going on too. Um, yeah, it's just kind of fun watching things happen right now that are not horrible, not horrible things in the news all the time. So yeah, we're, we got some good things going. Um, yeah, and we'll do some more videos here on various things. I'm going to be doing a video um, on one of my favorite presidents coming up. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, and I'm getting ready for a kind of bigger video on my favorite film franchise. So we'll talk about that more later as well. Um, and speaking of like awesome movies, if you don't know this already, there are certain certain Cinemark theaters around the country that are going to be showing Raiders of the Lost Ark this Sunday for Father's Day. So that's awesome. And if you're just weird and don't like Raiders for whatever odd reason, they're also showing Ocean's 11 because it's the 25th anniversary of that. But it's the 45th anniversary of Raiders of the Lost Ark. So, first Indiana Jones film. And so I'm super excited to go see that. Um, and yeah, so until next time, hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's happy and staying cool in the hot weather. And yeah, stay safe out there. God bless. Jesus loves you. And I'll see y'all next time.